for staying tuned. And to our special feature tonight, local resources are proving to be the solution to challenges posed by climate change and unemployment, but particularly among the youth. 72-year-old Herman Muli, 74-year-old Herman Muli, who has lived in the United States for a better part of his life, returned home, and in collaboration with several young people, they turn discarded wine bottles into beautiful ornament products sold across different markets. The venture also serves as an employment hub for the youth. Our reporter Caroline Kimweli filed the following report on the hidden value in the thrown-away bottles from Mlolongo, Machakos County.
When you see these wine bottles discarded, you are tempted to think this is the end of their usability. However, Herman Muli sees them as a viable source of wealth. Just 20 kilometers from Kenya's capital, we meet Herman Muli at his Tosheka Products Company in Mlolongo, Machakos County, where he tells us that there is untapped wealth in discarded glass bottles.
There's an inexhaustible amount of so-called waste that could be produced into very important products, and designer products. The stuff we're doing, most people can't even identify its origin. Because they look at it and say, wow, this is incredible.
He explains that discarded bottles are easily found in neighborhoods, dump sites, bars, and almost anywhere, and therefore terms the craft as one of that many people can embrace, provided there is enough creativity involved.
The glass is sourced very available, too available. Same thing with the plastic, too available. So, and that's why it can be an industry for many people doing creative things. So this is sourced locally, and then the bottles, we get bottles of different sizes, shapes, and then we just look at what we can do with them creatively, and we look at what other people have done creatively. And then we clean the labels off. Okay, we scrape the labels off, soak them, clean them, sterilize them, the bottles, and then we cut them.
Through a finely cut out process, these ordinary bottles are transformed into uniquely beautiful products.
Some we cut for make juice glasses, some become drinking glasses, and the quality of the juice glasses and drinking glasses are so much higher than that of the glasses you get in the store. In the store, you get these little thin glasses that break. You look at them hard and they'll break. But these are sturdy. They feel different. So, and then we make candle holders, dishes, actual dishes. We make a whole series of lighting.
In the process of turning waste into wealth, a section of youths have secured themselves a money-making opportunity at the Tosheka Products Company. John Mwangi, one of the beneficiaries, narrates the process of creating these glass products, starting from collecting the bottles in the streets.
Wanaziosha, kuzibambua hii, kutoa hizi funiko. Then after hapo hivi kama imeng'ara vizuri na tunaenda kwa machine. Then before that mara ya kwanza nilikuwa na wastage mingi kujikosea kuclack wakati unapiga na machine. So nikamwa kuiweka tape. So then kikuja kwa machine ekelea nakata hiyo kama hiyo ni hiyo glass, tall glass hiyo refu ambayo iko na funiko. So then next kuna hiyo glass nyingine, hiyo dining glass, then kuna hiyo nyingine ya juice glass. So nacheza nayo tu kwa mbali tu kama juice glass ni kama hiyo. So
Sasa hii ni kufanya nini hizi?
Hiyo ni kama gauge kwangu. Wakati naitumia. Ndio nitolea exactly ile measurement mimi nataka.
After cutting them into his desired shapes, Mwangi then smoothens the cuttings to avoid potential risks like body cuts.
Next process yake inaenda kuhusu kama hizi grasses, hizi tall these grasses lazima kwanza zioshwe vizuri. Then kuna stickers ambazo mimi natumia kuziweka. So kama hii grass moja kama hii grass naiweka hiyo stickers, so inakuwa iko ready, then na foil. So ni
kukata tu alafu
na kuweka stickers. Pia kuna hizi bulb shell nini, hizi shell lights za nini za ceiling. Iko dada yangu hapa hivi pia ananisaidianga na upande ya kudecorate, kufunga hiyo kitambaa.
Among all these products, Muli is particularly proud of this home decor piece, which he discovered fills a gap often left by electricians when installing lighting, despite him being an electrical expert himself.
I'm an electrician by background and a real estate developer in the U.S. And so I was an electrician for like 45 years. And so I said, okay, I still don't understand why this light's in everybody's home. So then after my son came up with the idea of doing something with recycled glass, I came up with this. And this, the real amazing thing about this is that the homeowner can within 3 minutes install it with no tools and without any significant effort. So that is what they call in business, a game changer, because this way the person can have something that it's like you can live with this or you can live with that.
Professor Simon Onywere, an environmental management and conservation expert from Kenyatta University, says that while glass waste has environmental effects, it is not as severe as plastic waste.
Other than the shift in reducing the amount of glass in the environment, then it means that to me it's not really a serious problem. But if you look at the household, for example, and you look at the number of glass items that lead into either breakages and therefore needing disposal, they are really minimal in a way. So, but from industry, that's another story altogether, because these days we are shifting from construction using the ordinary materials we knew of, minimizing usage of glass. We are now going green buildings, and green buildings to us means buildings with light, glass, and so on.
But what exactly are the environmental effects of glass waste?
When broken glass gets into the environment, the only thing that can happen is for it to break down into simpler and to smaller fragments, but it becomes part of, again, sand in the environment. And therefore, really, it is the injuries that will be of concern from the glass, other than the degradation of the quality of the, let us say, of air or something like that. Yeah, but the other thing you also need to remember, because there is boiling and things like that happening at the industry, then obviously we must be careful about the discharge from the industry.
Professor Onywere consequently underscores how to manage glass waste.
We grow in a society where perhaps identifying how to deal with certain waste is not an issue. But I believe if we started from the household level, for example, I expect about 3 or 4 streams of waste in the house. I expect the market-based waste, that is the food-based products in the house. I expect paper-based waste in the house. And I expect plastic-based waste in the house, in addition now to the glass-based waste. You realize that the glass-based waste is simply having a packet somewhere where you have glass plates, you just keep it there. And then later on find a way of going to deposit it at the recycling industries.
Mzee Herman Muli further paints a picture of how the market looks like for these products.
You're talking restaurants, you're talking nightclubs. It's better. It would be more challenging for me to tell you where it cannot sell, because the line is so diverse. Yeah, remember, it goes from home goods to decor, to including interior design.
One of the easiest ways to reduce glass waste is to creatively reuse glass bottles and jars. Households and businesses can expand the lifespan of these items, a step that helps protect the environment and create job opportunities. Caroline Kimwele, KUTV